Look at Philippians chapter 2, verse 5 to 8. If you have the Message version, project it. We don't know the extent of love God demonstrated. He said, think of yourselves the way Jesus Christ thought of himself. He said he had equal status with God, but didn't think so much of himself that he had to cling to the advantages of that status no matter what. He's trying to reveal the love of God to you. So he wants to show you what Jesus gave up to gain you. Number one, he gave up the status of divinity. Do you know what men do to be perceived as honorable? Some kill people to have certain status in society. Some fake it through manipulation and exaggeration. Some pay money to gain titles, so they call them odogu. They pay. They do everything to have status. People will kill to be called president, kill to be called governor, first for the feeling of being addressed as such, then the privileges. You don't want to know the privileges that positions bring. Why do you think some of our politicians, they went into power 24 years ago, they've not done anything, but they will leave? They know there are people better than them who can help humanity, but when they think of the privileges, from their locations to go on holidays, it's so bad that when they come to sit, plenary sitting, they pay them more than professors who are sweating the university. Meanwhile, when they come, they have nothing to say. They are quarreling and arguing. But they will die to remain senators. They will die to remain governors. If you study Africa politics, there are people who have been presidents for more than 30 years. Some 40. Some African countries are still in the Second Republic. Our guy is old now. He is having dementia. They are carrying him up and down, but he will remain there. He doesn't know when last he bought food. Food comes because of the office. He doesn't know when last he bought cars. Cars come because of the office. Even houses come. Don't you know, in our country, they are renovating houses in billions. Renovation. Meanwhile, these people don't live there. They say it's renovation. Those are privileges of position. Men kill for it. Jesus didn't give up the privilege of a president. He didn't give up the privilege of a king. He gave up the privilege of a God, and the only true God for that matter. So he left that status. He left that privilege. And when he left that privilege, they didn't promise him anything but anything comparable. See what he took. He said when the time came, he set aside the privileges of deity and took on the status of a slave. Our politicians don't want to leave power and become citizens. Jesus left godhood and became slave. Meanwhile, all of that was to save you. You don't know the love of God. If you do, there's nothing too big for God to give you. It will just become normal to you. That when there is a need, that's why Paul said, if he gave his only begotten son, how shall he not with him? If you know what Jesus gave up to gain you, number one, your life will be committed to him forever. And number two, nothing will be too big for you to ask. Faith will rise in you with audacity. Go back to the previous verse. Write it down. Status, privileges. Then he took upon himself the status of a slave. Then he became human. That means creator relinquished the position of creator and took the position of creation. John the Baptist is baptizing Jesus. Mary is carrying Jesus in her womb. God was there for 9 months, suffering what every child suffers. When he was born, Herod said he will kill him. You will kill him. And because he was a helpless child, they had to escape with God to Egypt. Now, you don't know what that means, sir. Go and meet somebody who is a previous president and threaten him. Go and threaten a previous president. Or go and threaten a retired army general. If you survive, if that man forgives you, he will hate himself for life. Try it. You will see the pride that comes with testing power. You talk to somebody who was a president, they will call the current president and say they must kill you. And before they kill you, they should take everything from you and destroy you in a way that you won't forget. You will die and still remember how you died. But God was being led at night to escape, and Jesus followed them. God was in the womb of a woman. He endured it. You need to see the scourging at the pillar. They spat at him. That's the love of God. He became human. Jesus sleeps. Jesus is hungry. He looks for food to eat. Jesus goes to toilet. God, that all he knew was to sit on a throne and angels bow to worship. When did you become like this? For you. And he didn't come because we were plenty. He came because of you. He knows you so much that the Bible said even the hair of your head is numbered. So he became human. Next verse. Having become human, he stayed human. And the Bible said it was an incredibly humbling process. He didn't claim special privileges as a human. He was an ordinary human. Instead, he lived what? Selflessly. Number 5. Selfless life. That's self-denial. The privileges that belong to him, he gave it to others. Number 6, he was obedient. They now told him how to live. He said, I can't do anything until what I see the Father. So Jesus now waits for instruction. God waits to be told where to live, how to walk, what to say, what not to say. And he lived like that for 33 years. As if obedience is not enough. The Bible said he obeyed unto death. And not just death, but the death of a criminal. They hung him naked on the cross. If these things happen to an ordinary man, it's enough. But when it happened to a noble, it's terrible. Then when it happens to a God, you can't explain it. Can you imagine that a known president or a known superstar, as we call it in the language of men, is hung naked on the street? You can't imagine that shame. The shame will kill you. Then the creator of all the earth, naked, embarrassed before his creation. You know, I taught this thing 2 years ago, and I showed you some pictures to give you an idea of what Jesus went through. Because he made himself an ordinary man, so he felt it the way a man will feel it, and much more. When he was at the garden praying, the garden of Gethsemane, the Bible said it was a melancholic experience. The sweat coming out of him was like clots of blood. That's the highest level of fear and depression. After going through that fear for about 3 hours plus, they now arrested him. Bible scholars said sometime between midnight. Now, to show you the wickedness in the heart of this man, he was crucified at 9 a.m. Between midnight and 9 a.m., he went through 6 trials. 6. 3 Jewish trials, 3 Roman trials. Overnight. That's about 8 hours. He went through 6 trials. They wanted to kill him by all means. All the Jewish trials found him guilty because they were wicked. The Romans who didn't know God say he was innocent. Pilate said, I have not found any offense in this man. Even at that, they say, crucify him. Don't jail him. They picked a known criminal called Barabbas in the place of Jesus. Imagine the people you prayed for, the people you healed, the people you raised from the dead, the people you gave food, the people you gave money, all of them stand in front of you and say you are a thief, crucify him. And you're wondering, I came to your house when your daughter was sick. I prayed, she was healed. When you needed food, I came, I gave you food. You called me at midnight, I left, I went to pray for you. All of them gathered and were shouting, crucify him. As if that's not enough, when they now said to crucify him, it was the worst type. Now, crucifixion already is the worst type of death, but Jesus's own was the worst, because in the history of the Romans, you don't scourge a man and crucify him. If you scourge a man, scourging was enough, you let him go. If you crucify a man, then you don't scourge him. They scourged and crucified Jesus.